Welcome back to the channel. It's Mary Demoy here with my review on the newly adapted Stephen King novel, TheLongWalk, adapted for the screen by J.T. Monler and directed by Francis Lawrence, who's known for films like I Am Legend, Constantine, and several of the Hunger Games movies. Before I continue, I've got some Stranding gameplay in the background to match the dystopian tone of the movie, since they're both really similar, walking simulator game, walking simulator movie. I don't know, I thought it'd match the vibes a bit better than Ready or Not or some other shooter game. I'm just cute like that. I just be metaphorical like that. So yeah, hope you guys like it. Anyway, back to the review. The film takes place in a dystopian timeline set not long after a civil war and follows 50 random young men who volunteered to participate in a challenge with the guarantee of a large payout and one wish. The challenge being that of a several 100-mile walk and where only one person can claim the prize. I'll start by saying that I really dig the concept of this Hunger Games-esque challenge and found that the plot and characters really benefited from it. It allowed the audience to spend more time with one of its main characters, Cooper Hoffman, and this band of friends he makes who call themselves the Musketeers, but still sort of carries this dark cloud over them, being that they're in a competition where being a loser means you catch a bullet. It did a really good job in pulling me back while watching and reminding myself that there's no way this group of guys I like seeing banter and share lore with are going to make it out together. I found the chemistry between the group and even some of the more hostile competitors to be really well fleshed out, and even some of the most despicable and vile characters had a lot of heart to them or pain that added a lot of complexity and depth to the sense of hopelessness the world in this movie inhabits. All of these guys had a goal to reach with the money they can win, and I found it really interesting to watch them all debate, ponder, and or poke fun at what they hope to achieve with the prize money, and the one wish they're granted. Now onto Peter McVries. Peter McVries, played by Don Johnson, is by far the best part of this movie. His moral compass, what he preaches about, and what we learn about through conversations of his past was truly tragic, and he's just so badass as this humble guy, made cool and collected by a dark and painful life. He gave a truly great performance, and I just love Don Johnson. I hope to see him in other. He was obviously super good in Romulus and just upped the ante in this movie. There's at least 3 scenes with him and Cooper showcasing his humanity that genuinely made me tear up. Seeing them both grow closer and Peter becoming this brother figure to Cooper was super touching. Which brings me to another point I enjoyed about the movie, camaraderie. The camaraderie in this movie felt similar to that of movies like Holes, The Goonies, It, and some war films like Fury or Platoon, and even some non-war films like End of Watch. I found it really interesting how this group of men who aren't soldiers are sort of bonded similarly to the characters in some of the movies I mentioned. Their lives are held to the same danger and consequence to that of a squad in the jungles of Vietnam, or a tank crew exhausted and overrun by German soldiers. All the while being goofy and trying to make the best of the situation they can, forming a bond that becomes like brotherhood by the end. The movie did a good job in blending humor with dark and suspenseful moments, and it really made me connect with the characters more. I'm a firm believer that if you can make the audience laugh, you can make them cry. And man, did this movie almost make me cry.
I don't have much to lose. I have everything to gain, and that's why I'm here.
Nobody wants it more than me. This is my chance to change things.
You don't think about making it to the end, just making it to the next moment. This moment?
I'm so sorry, Mom!
It matters, man.
You're right. Every moment matters, especially at the end.
In a more metaphorical sense, I found the movie and its camaraderie to be a sort of dark mirror to our reality. An allegory for how we see war, those who serve or offer their lives to something greater, showing that sometimes even the most brutal sacrifices can amount to seemingly nothing. That your plans to overthrow the evil bad guys or stop the suffering of those who can't help themselves sometimes doesn't come from you giving your life to the cause. And especially in this movie, when the thing these characters grow to appreciate and love becomes the very thing that is stripped away from them. Whether it be their newfound brotherhood or forgiveness for their mistakes, or simple understanding of their struggles in life, it all gets taken away in a matter of seconds. Slowly dwindling down the numbers of their friends as they fight to reach the end, until one ends up alone and a husk of the person they once were. The people who witnessed it know a fraction of it, and the people who hear of it know only rumors and assumptions, cheering and praising the winner because he's become a symbol of a country on its way back to glory, but completely ignoring how the journey has changed him. The people only care that someone won, that the system works. They don't care about how they won or what the system took to get there. I'm now going to dive into spoiler territory where I further break down where this idea came from, so yeah, I've been warned. This idea didn't really hit until the ending where Johnson wins after Cooper sacrifices his life, and his cries and pleas are overshadowed by the bombardment of fireworks and cheer by the citizens of the town he's in. A man whose soul was pure and only wanted the best for his friend, trying to teach him to move on from vengeance and hate, to live in love, ends up broken and the exact opposite of what he tried to be. Committing an act of vengeance for love, and ending up alone, walking back into the same darkness he tried to overcome. Which I found to be eerily similar to that of how combat veterans who return after a war are sometimes treated with either an abundance of praise and patronizing respect, or cold and bitter resentment for their participation in something that not many people will live to understand or endure. Except in this case, it's obviously very different, but this dystopian sense of patriotism and glory very closely resembles that of our own in many ways, but I don't know. That's just me. Let me know if I'm reaching. In conclusion, the movie has a well-balanced tone of laughs, suspense, heartfelt moments, and shocking gore. And it wraps up beautifully as a sort of dark dystopian tale of American culture during a dark and depressive time. It's definitely one of the more brutal Stephen King adaptations, but the violence is very deliberate and impactful. The cinematography is beautiful and the score is amazing. It definitely elevates a lot of the emotional scenes in the movie. Overall, I found the movie to be a pleasant surprise, and I'm honestly debating on it being my favorite movie of the year. Definitely go check it out. So yeah, this video is a little shorter, a little more compact than the previous video. I just really liked it a lot and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. So let me know what you think of it, or if you've seen it, if you plan to see it, and hit the notification bell on your way out so you guys know the next time I upload a Yap session. Anyway, thanks guys. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.